Hey YouTube, it's Jaryd and today we're going to react to Eurovision semi-final 2. Let's do it. Once again, we had another incredible show. A lot of people didn't really see semi-final 2 as competitive as semi-final 1, but I still had a bit of a tough time when picking my top 10. So here you are, we have your top 10 qualifiers for the final. We had 17 countries competing in this one and we could only pick 10, so unfortunately 7 countries went home. Once again, nothing too shocking here. I think, the right people did go through. I think I predicted 8 or 9 of these 10, so overall, I'm pretty happy with the results. We have a lot to get through, so I'm just going to zip through them as fast as I can. Starting off, we had San Marino. What a production. This is so high budget. This was so incredible. I absolutely loved this performance. I think somebody said this was over 2 million euros worth, which I was like, oh my god. The vocals were on point. The staging was incredible. Having Flo Rida come out and join her was a surreal moment. I'm still blown away by the fact that he's still in the competition. Sinead looked absolutely stunning. Head to toe, she was a vision in San Marino flawlessness. San Marino really pulled out all the stops for this performance. I think they are very overlooked for some of their entries, and I'm so glad that this one qualified through. It absolutely deserved it, and I am just amazed by it. Next up, we have Estonia. This one to me was similar to 2020 France. It was a pretty dude with a okay song. I wasn't really blown away by it. He's got a lovely voice, but it just, for me, it wasn't really a standout. I really did like the lighting and the staging of it all. The whole him being underwater thing, it was a really big boiling point there. I think it all fit the mood of the song. For me, it just wasn't spectacular, and after 2 years away, this wasn't one to come back to. Saying that, I wouldn't have been mad if he qualified because he does have a really nice voice. It's just a tough year to come back to, so unfortunately this wasn't a win for Estonia. Next up, we have Czech Republic. I was really disappointed by this one. I think the music video was very fun. It was very camp. I really liked the aesthetic of it and how he was going through all these movie references. It was completely all lost on the staging, which was just bare. It felt cheap compared to a lot of the other ones. We've just seen San Marino blow everything up and have Flo Rida and everything, and then this was just a bunch of people on the stage. It felt, it was the bare minimum. Throughout the song, we lost his vocals a little bit. This song wasn't really chosen to highlight his vocals. He still gives off the vibes I said in the video. He looks like a cool dude. He looks like he's fun. I just feel like the staging massively let it down, and it was a miss. Next up, we have Greece. So, Stefania looked spectacular head to toe in this purple catsuit she was wearing. She looked absolutely amazing. Her vocals were flawless throughout. She sounded incredible. I was really worried it was going to be a case of when it came to the live performance it would falter a bit. Not at all. Staging, I was a little bit on the fence with. I, of course, love a good gimmick and everything like that. I quite liked the whole her dancing up there. It gave the 2016 Russia vibes when she's climbing all over the sets. And then we had the dancing invisible men, and one of them forgot his glove, so I couldn't not notice that. It was a good performance. I don't really feel like it matched the song. I was kind of expecting some Pegasus, some, Greek mythology references there like we had in the video. But all in all, I thought she looked fantastic. She sounded fantastic. It's a good song. It was really catchy. It was a well-deserved one to go through. Next up, we have Austria. Oh, this was a difficult one for me to watch because having found out the meaning behind it and everything, I knew how much it meant to him. And, Vincent he's lovely voice. You heard him, he was fantastic. It was so beautiful, and I actually, when I watched it, I thought this could potentially be one that would maybe borderline qualifier. It's a lovely ballad. It's really nice. I just feel like there were stronger ballads, stronger songs. My heart really goes out to him. I'm gutted that he didn't qualify. I feel like a lot of people did prefer his song from 2020, but I mean, it was a beautiful testament and moment for him to share with his family. So I'm glad he got to experience that. Next up, we have Moldova. So when I first watched this song, what I liked about it was that it was a good pop song, you know, classic standard bop level. The video was weird and kooky, and we had dancing ice creams. She ripped off his face and ate it like it was a piece of cake. It was very colourful, very comical. It's standard pop. I really enjoyed that. However, when we came to this live final, we got almost none of that. There were no dancing ice creams. There was not a lot of colour. It was kind of standard her and the backup dancers all in this little plinth. Similar to Romania and Croatia from semi-final 1, throughout the song, she was flat. There were a lot of pitchy moments. The vocals were really, really off. What I thought that she did well was when she went for the higher note, and mostly throughout it, she kind of, you know, it was on track. But it was far too many ups and downs of those vocals, and it was really difficult to enjoy the song for what we remembered it as. I was a little bit shocked that this one qualified, especially because songs like Croatia didn't get through after faulty vocals. So this one, I think it was very blessed to be in semi-final 2, because if this was in semi-final 1, it would not have qualified. But the studio version is incredible, and I will definitely have it on repeat. I'll probably skip the live one for now. Following them, we have Iceland, the much anticipated return of Doddy Freyr and his group. Oh, it was so good to see at last on the stage. So whether you heard or not, I believe 2 of the members tested positive for COVID, so they were not allowed to perform live. I think they used the rehearsal footage, or they used other live footage of that, and that was just showed instead. And I believe they're going to do the same for the final, which is a massive shame that he's not getting to perform live, but he's still going to be there in spirit. As we all know, Think About Things from 2020 was going to win the competition. There was absolutely no doubt about that. The song, you know, it just blew up. When we first watched this song, it wasn't top for us. You know, we looked at it and we thought, it's a good song, but it's not as good as Think About Things. It has definitely grown on us, and now we actively listen to it. We love the song itself. But we were kind of thinking, would it have the same impact? But, you know, having seen the song up on the stage, I think all thoughts just kind of went out the window. It's a brand of music that you don't even know you're missing until you see it in front of you, and you're like, that's what I've been looking for my whole life. That final part when they stop singing and they're all just stood there waiting, and then the lights come up. Oh my God, that's classic Doddy and what he's thinking about in his head. I love it. You know, I need to get me some of those jumpers. I think everything about it was very camp, very cheesy, very fun, and it sounded incredible. Definitely, I couldn't imagine this not qualifying. So next up, we have Serbia, Hurricane, singing Loco Loco, and do you know what? They sounded incredible. They looked amazing. I was really gutted about the stage, and, you know, I kind of wanted a bit more chaos. I wanted something a bit more chaotic on that stage, because, you know, in the videos we were getting disco balls and parties and everything and lots of glitter, and this we just had the 3 of them on there. I would have wanted a bit more of a production, but they sounded incredible and they looked great. I always love a good girl group, good girl power. It's not a surprise that this got a lot of love on social media. It was one of their most viewed videos on the Eurovision channel. This going through just made sense with the fantasy. You know, if this didn't go through, I would have been very unhappy. Next up, we have Georgia. This one, similar to North Macedonia from semi-final 1, for me was an empty ballad. It was just soulless. There was no emotion. There was no feeling behind it. And it's because I know that he can sing. I know he's got a great voice. I've heard him from last year in other performances. And this, it just fell flat. There was nothing spectacular about it. And after 2 years away, you want to come back with a big bang, just show everyone what I'm going to represent for my country. This was not it. This was very much a tea break, bathroom break song. It unfortunately fell completely flat of all expectations. I can only sing his praises as a singer, but the song and the production and everything, it completely missed. Next up, we have Albania. Angela's voice was on point. I'm glad she was singing in Albanian. I don't like how anglicized, you know, I don't like diluted English just being up there. I thought it sounded incredible. I wish they would sing in Albanian more because it's a beautiful language. She was singing her heart out. I love the kind of explosions of smoke or paint that she had on the screen behind her. I was worried about this song, I'm not going to lie. I really did want it to go through, but I felt it would be lost in some viewers. I'm glad it wasn't. This was a very, very good contender, and I'm glad to see that she's got through. Next up, we have Portugal. So we have the Black Mamba singing in English, which is, I think, the first time Portugal's never done no Portuguese. I was a bit mixed about that originally because I love it when countries sing their own languages. But a lot of people were reassuring me in the comments. They were saying, no, it's fine. Like, we're open to the idea. And I was like, no, I completely get that. I don't want to be outraged on behalf of Portugal because that's not the case. I think regardless, it was a good song. He had great vocals. I do miss the singing in your own language. Performance, stunning. You know, I loved the noir filter we had at the beginning. I really enjoy his vocals and the music. I thought it was very beautiful. After 2017, you know, it was a good reminder of the beautiful songs that Portugal send all the time and how they're often overlooked. So I wasn't really worried about this one, you know. I think they were going to go through. It was my 9th or 10th pick. It was like right at the edge for me because there were some other songs I did prefer, but I wasn't mad about this one qualifying. I think it was fully deserved. After that performance, there was no way it couldn't. Strong hat game, strong beard game, strong everything game. It was a lovely performance. Next up, we have Bulgaria. Victoria, wow. I mean, you saw the performance. She doesn't disappoint. There's something about her. It's ethereal. It's magical. You know, it's the same thing with Tears Getting Sober, which was heavily favoured to be the winner. She's got a delicate touch to the song that she brings with her vocals, and then we're in this kind of weird landscape of a new world. It feels like she just really takes you there with her song. It was adorable. It was cute. I really loved this little sand island that she was on, surrounded by it. Yeah, it was stunning. I was really enthralled by that. Once again, we had a lot of comparisons to Billie Eilish. I think, you know, if you're going to be compared to anyone in the moment, be compared to her because she's just won like 1 million Grammys. She's selling all over the world. So I feel like this was more of a reclaiming of her own identity. You know, this isn't Billie Eilish. This is Victoria. Remember her name. Next up, we have Finland. Put your middle fingers up. I won't. I love the red fabric they're wearing around their middle fingers. You're not allowed to swear live, I don't think. Rock at its finest. This was incredible. Such a good return to form for Finland. I'm so glad they qualified with this. I've really been missing them in the finals. Finland love their rock music. They won in 2006 with Hard Rock Hallelujah. So I was very happy to see more of that style of music from them. A lot of people tuned out towards this. You know, we don't have a lot of people that are fans of rock. I feel like in the song contest we should encompass all sorts of music, all genres, and I am glad that we see this returning. I'm glad that we're seeing this make an impact because it's been missed. Performing next, we have Latvia. Okay, first of all, there's no doubts in anyone's mind that Sam can sing. She's got a pair of pipes in her. A pair of pipes? A pair of pipes? She's got a lovely voice and the range is there. You know, it's insane. What was missing was everything else. The song, the staging, everything was a diluted version of her entry last year. It was the exact same staging, just not as good. It's a good song. It didn't really show her vocals as impressively as the song from last year would have, as impressively as if she sang a ballad similar to Proud from North Macedonia in 2019. It was such a shame because she's so talented. She sounds incredible, and I wish we just got more of her vocals. Or at least even a camera shake in the performance like last year, you know, like when everything was getting shaken around. I really like that, whereas this was just kind of her and the three girls, and it was just it felt stationary. I still put them as one of my predictions because I thought maybe the vocals would be enough. But yeah, the performance, it couldn't carry it through. Next up, we have Switzerland. Oh my God, John. I mean, John, wow. That was a masterpiece. That was incredible. I remember the first time that Rob and I watched Switzerland's entry, and we were calling it. We were saying that could be your winner.
Like, definitely,
that could be an actual contender. You might have even called it. He could potentially win.
Yeah.
So immediately I got the vibes of Belgium 2015. You know, we had this incredible powerhouse vocalist who was singing with this weird abstract performance. And, you know, everything from his movement to the staging, it was unusual, but I feel like that kind of fits the mold of the song. And when he is screaming to the gods, I was mesmerized the whole time. It was honestly a gorgeous entry. And whilst I am such a sucker for Répondez-moi from last year, Tula Universe was, he's adorable. He's got this happy-go-lucky vibe about him. He seems like such a lovely chap. Easy contender for the top spot. If he's not on that top 5, I will riot. And finishing off semi-final 2, we have Denmark. This is the Norway of semi-final 2. You know, it's not a lot of people's favourites, but it's such a guilty pleasure. Oh, it's so good. Come on. They are, you know, it's like the Danish Wham. So we have another throwback to the 80s, which I've really appreciated this year. You know, we've had quite a lot of songs like that. Probably the weakest of the Scandinavian entries, but I still love it so much. And I was truly gutted when they did not qualify. I really thought, you know, just on the edge, would they maybe get in? It's fun, it's weird, it's colourful. I love that in my Eurovision entries. I feel like it's kind of what Iceland were doing, only not as good. So, you know, the fact that Iceland qualified and this didn't, you can kind of see people, they had their preferences of the songs in the semi-final. But I really did like the style of music. I loved the staging, the costumes and everything. I would like to see more of that. Happy vibes, you know, they were cheerful, charismatic. I can't fault them for that. So that was all 17 songs. My 2 predictions of Latvia and Denmark going through. Probably misguided because Latvia, while she has powerhouse vocals, while she's so talented, the song itself was just not up to par, and that performance was not the strongest. So I'll concede that. But Denmark not qualifying over Moldova was a bit of a shock for me. Not because I don't like Moldova. I thought Moldova's song was incredible. I love listening to that song, but the live performance was very, very poor. So I did think that could be, you know, what changes it. So there you have your top 10 from semi-final 2, who will be joining the 10 from semi-final 1, the big 5 and the winner from the last contest, 2019. And we have our final. I can't tell you how nervous and excited I am for the final after all of this time off. I feel like I'm a little bit rusty. I'm normally good at calling out who's going to win, who's going to get through to the final. 9 out of 10, it's not good enough. I need all 10 out of 10. I've had my favourites from all the reactions. I've looked for everything. For me, I just see France and Malta at such a high level. But Switzerland and Italy, they are so incredible this year. You know, it's really going to be a tough one. And then don't forget, we have got a lot of favourites coming up. We've got Lithuania, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Iceland. There are so many to choose from. So I'm sticking to my guns on this one. You know, I'm really going behind France or Malta doing very well. But I'm not going to rule out the idea of Switzerland or Italy storming up at the top there. You know, after 2 years off, it could be anyone's game. So good luck to all the contestants. You're going to absolutely smash it. Thank you so much for everything you've been doing whilst under the whole pandemic. You know, the team behind Eurovision, we are so grateful. This is going to be an incredible year, and I'm so excited to watch the final. So what do you think of the 10 that qualified from semi-final 2? Are all of your favourites through to the final, or did someone get left behind? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to give a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Take care, guys.